Bestie, pick up. I have updates. This World Cup is making an alarming number of otherwise normal people say things like, oh, I kind of get the hype, which is deeply inconvenient for the brand. If you've found yourself accidentally watching more than one match or texting someone, wait, who are we rooting for today? Don't panic. Lanni, your unhinged soccer bestie, already fell down this rabbit hole. I took notes, and I refuse to let you be the most confused person at the watch party. You're not behind. Get in. Babe, are we finding out that the World Cup is actually one of the most beautiful and deeply unwell social experiments that humanity has ever created? Yeah. If you think this is just sports, I regret to inform you, it's geopolitics with abs, but the warfare is emotional. Every tiny thing you understand is a new feelings bomb. So before you watch another match, let me give you just enough context to accidentally care even more. Not because we're trying to become soccer experts, but because we're trying to stop fake smiling through conversations while everyone else loses their minds. Fortunately, there are only about 5 things that unlock 80% of what is happening. Let's speedrun them. Everyone was talking about the group stage. But what even is it? Think of it like the first season of your favorite reality show. Everybody gets sorted into their little villas. They're all forced together. Everybody insists that they're here for the right reasons. They couple up. Every team plays the others in their group. Here, they're just trying to collect points. Ready? Win, 3 points. Tie, 1. Lose, 0. The top divas move on. Everyone else gets voted off the island. Simple. Except there have been some bombshells introduced into the mix now that the soccer lords have expanded the tournament from 32 to 48 countries. Yeah, teams that are new to the discourse are suddenly outperforming the favorites, and it has just been candy for all of our feeds. By now, you have experienced that 90 minutes does not mean 90 minutes. Yeah. Don't get up. Soccer doesn't stop every time someone pretends to get hurt, or celebrates sexily, or spends a suspicious amount of time tying a shoe. So the referee quietly keeps track of all that time and adds it back on at the end. No, they didn't invent an extra 6 minutes just because my husband's team was winning. Although he may strongly believe otherwise. But I learned the hard way. Don't call it extra time. Different thing. I just bit my tongue. If it's the knockout rounds and somebody has to win, an hour and a half might not be enough. So it's another 30 minutes of cardio. I mean, who are they? My trainer on her period? Sorry, Jenny. That's called extra time. Added time? Extra time. Soccer naming committee, respectfully, what are we doing? Now, if they are still tied, it goes to penalty shootouts. A name which, quite frankly, Americans should get behind. Imagine spending hours writing a group project for debate class, and then the teacher says, actually, we're settling this with rock, paper, scissors. That's how about half of the world feels about penalty shootouts. The other half thinks it is the greatest drama in sports. Either way, this is where even casual viewers accidentally develop blood pressure problems, and where you have an advantage. Yes, you girlfriend, the person who does not have decades of sports trauma. I'll get to that in a sec. But first, do you need to understand Offside today? Absolutely not. But if you must know, I once used a pool chair metaphor that I think is still pretty solid. I'll link it below. But here's all you need to know. If somebody scores, everybody celebrate, but then immediately look at the ref instead of each other, there's probably an offside check happening. We will survive that emotional trauma together another day. Baby steps. And here's the annoying part. Every tiny thing you learn makes the feelings more. You don't learn the rules so you can impress your crush. You learn them because suddenly, one free kick, one penalty, one impossible save can ruin your entire afternoon, which is honestly very inconsiderate of soccer. So I still reserve the right to lovingly roast this whole sportsing thing. And I still think that my husband taking PTO for a Tuesday afternoon match instead of a long weekend in Charleston is a questionable life choice. It's just that I'm starting to understand the evidence, which is deeply unfortunate for me. So, if you've recently caught yourself caring a little more than you'd like, congratulations, you are having a perfectly normal World Cup. Send this video to someone who needs it, because we are not losing ourselves over here. In fact, let me let you in on a little secret. You don't have to choose. Everybody acts like you immediately have to pledge lifelong loyalty. You don't. And that is your superpower. Babe, if your own country isn't even playing, you are a rogue agent. You can root for a wholesome goalkeeper, a teenage superstar, a crazy upset, a country's entire vibe, or someone you are respectfully observing for research purposes. All valid. Unhinged United recognizes all forms of emotional investment. We are loyal only to chaos. Yeah, we didn't suddenly become soccer people. We accidentally became people who understand why everyone keeps biting their nails to nubs. There's a difference. But now that it's got you, bestie, you need the lore. And that is our next video. Love you. Bye.